Welcome to the Trading Lounge and the US Indices report, and we're going to bring the Russell in as a bit of a regular sort of mix. We bring the Nasdaq in and we'll bring the Russell in and the Dow now and again, and of course the S&P. So I won't use it all the time, but we'll just bring it into the fold, as it's got a really nice sort of wave structure as well. And what I mean by that is that this wave 3 here, all the way down to wave A here, in a lot of the other markets in the early stages we called this wave A, but I was never sort of really happy with that. So it's quite clear here that this is wave A here, and the A, the B and the C here for the B wave here. That was very tricky with the S&P 500, but yeah, I'd finally worked it out anyway before I'd seen it here, but it's just got a nice structure. And then we've got 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, so it's not to say that it's got the best structure all the time or anything like that, and also use the Dow transports as well. But just sort of flicking through some of the other indices can shed a little bit of light and help confirm certain wave counts and so on. So yeah, look, we'll have a look at this now and again. Okay, back onto the S&P 500. Everything is pretty much going on track here. Let me just find out where we are here. Here we go. So just starting on the daily chart here, and I do need to go back over this a little bit. The 61.8 retracement level is at this point here, so it's quite a way off here, and it may not make it here, and we're treating this as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here, as you know. And our first target was the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, but that was just the first leg, so it's quite obvious that we will be looking at the 2000 area here, the major trading level here, and we'll be looking basically the same length as wave A attached to the top of wave B down into this area here, and we'll count these 5 waves down, and then we'll need to wait and get some confirmation. It won't hurt to go in and to buy either, but we also need to be mindful that this doesn't extend out even further. So this current move down from the top here, if I can just draw this, technically that could be wave 1 here, and wave 2 is the B wave here, and then a wave 3, 4 and 5 here, then an A and a B, like a much bigger sort of correction that could come into the fold here. You know what I mean? So this is what we've got to be careful of. So currently, if we track this down as an A and a B and a C here to this area here, yes, we can go up from there and we can prepare to do that. But we also need to be mindful that this larger picture can unfold here, and we should be able to work it. We'll be able to work it out in a variety of ways, but we'd also need it to unfold to a certain point as well. So any sort of long trade that's taken in these areas here should be thought of as smaller position sizing, and stagger the trade until we get to a point where we know that we're going to be continuing to the upside. Okay, so yeah, it's just something we need to work through. I need to put it on the table like this, and we'll work with it as such. But as it stands, the strongest bias is the A wave, the B wave and the C wave to the 2000 area here, and then up from that point there. So on the 2-hour chart, we still got it sort of heading lower here in this sort of area here, but I think that just counting the structure down through to here, I'm going to go to the hourly chart because it's just a little bit more detail. So all the way down for wave A and B and C, back 61.8% for wave B there. That's sort of all on track here. Excuse me. And this is how I've got this counted. Now, it might seem a little bit odd, but I've worked it out on the cash market that this is the best count, and it's quite nice on the cash market. I should have taken a snapshot for you, but anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 for wave 1. Certainly don't have a problem with that on the cash market. It's pretty much perfect. On this market, it's a bit sort of drunk, really, I guess, with this high wave 4 sort of swaying off the pathway here. And, it would be very easy to call this an A and a B and a C to this point here for the green wave thing, but on the cash market, that's not the case. This is wave 2 comes into here, and then we've got wave 1 here, back for wave 2 here, and then moving down for wave 3 here. So, you know, we may not come down that far at all, because I know that we've got little wave 1 and 2 in here already. This will be 3 and 4 in here. This will be 5 here. So somewhere bounce off the 2030 or close to it. And then wave 4 coming into play here. Then wave 5 here. Then wave 4 here, and then wave 5, you know, getting down here somewhere. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And if I put that on the 15-minute chart here, that this is the pathway here. So from wave B, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, a wave 2 here, then a nice little 5 waves for wave 1, an A and a B and a C for wave 2, down for 1, back for 2, down for 3, back for 4, and down for 5. Makes wave 3 a little bit short, and wave 4 and wave 5. But I think that the other thing that we can work with 2 other levels, of course, and we can see here at 80, for instance, we've retested it, it's failed, dropped lower. Same at 72 here, and at 65, the 3 levels in group 2 here. And we'll do the same with the midpoint here, 50. So once this comes down here and comes up here, you should be able to get a short trade once you got those lows in there. Just allow it to do its thing. I mean, this little wave 4 here may even come up here further somewhere, you know, but just allow it to come back and test there, and then draw a line through there, and then down from that point, and so on through here. All right, well, look, that's it. It's we're just tracking it, really, you know. So you know, once this moves down to this point here, we need to see if it's going to move up from that point. There'll be a couple of things about that. If this is a wave 3 here, down to here, then we'd look at this as coming into this area here, just say that it lands here. Then this area, whoops-a-daisy, I should have used the wrong tool here. This is the 38.2% retracement level. So really, once again, if the 2030 becomes support, which is always our setup for going long, then we'll be going long on nice tested support here. If that's not the case, then we know that this will be a larger wave, larger wave 4. Yeah, so we just got to work it out. We may be able to work it out in the very early stages of it building here. But I think that once we can confirm that wave 4 and wave 5 here has the last 5 waves in it through here, then we can go in and purchase at this point here, but not to overdo it. It's kind of like get 1 here, 1 in here, and then we'll wait for support. If we get support, well, then we can go again here and then add on the midpoint here. But if we get a point right, if we buy here and get another one, you know, in here somewhere, then we can manage those 2 positions and 3 positions without losing too much, you know. But it would be sort of worth the risk at that particular point there, because it gives a chance to build into a much longer trend there. Alrighty, that's it. Cheers.